A title match for WrestlePalooza is up in the air. Plus, Chris Jericho finally addresses those WWE return rumors. And AJ Styles' WWE contract is ending, and he is teasing retirement. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. WrestlePalooza. I feel like you can only say it in a Paul Heyman-y, New York-y twang. WrestlePalooza.
No, it's WrestlePalooza, and it'll have The Weeknd as the theme music, and it'll all be happy and fun, and there'll be no blood, and there'll be no 15 tables, and there'll be...
Whoa. WrestlePalooza.
Can we not just have some sheet glass or something, just for once?
Hey, do you know what?
Yeah.
No sheet glass, but how about a tag team reuniting? That is the sheet glass of wrestling matches. It's really not. So as of last night on SmackDown and over the last couple of days, it's been confirmed a couple of matches for WrestlePalooza already. Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky for the vacant women's world title, and John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. But the Observer are reporting a tag team reuniting for that show.
Yeah, so apparently a match between the Usos and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed is also on the cards to be announced. And it all comes after Jimmy Uso came to Jay's aid on Raw in an attack by the Vision, which in turn stemmed from Braun's assault on Roman Reigns at Clash in Paris. So it's I'm kind of excited to see the Usos back. They've been sort of just apart for so long, and I think just getting that, yeah.
We briefly saw them team up on the road to WrestleMania when they had Raw in Scotland, and as Jay had a surprise mystery partner, and it turned out to be Jimmy. So it'd be cool to see them roll this back. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but putting the pieces together as well. When you see the way that Raw went down with Jey Uso and the Vision, it would make sense to see the Usos versus the Braun.
Yeah, I just think that they're such a reliable tag team, and I think putting him in there with a team like Braun, it's going to be a great match, right? So it's one of those where I really do feel I've enjoyed their solo runs, but I'm kind of excited to see, with a bit more vigor and a bit more focus, another Usos tag run.
So with a tag match with the Brons, a title match could be gone. This is according to reports from the Observer once again, who say the initial plan for WrestlePalooza would have seen Cody Rhodes, a.k.a. Guile from Street Fighter, taking on Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. However, the Observer reports those plans are up in the air, partly due to Cody Rhodes' schedule filming the new Street Fighter movie. And as you saw from SmackDown last night, the story continues between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and that may be something that is that continues on towards WrestlePalooza. Yeah.
Well, I think that if we get the match down the line, that Drew should come out like Scorpion with the big chain with the thing on the end of it, and he should just proper go for Cody.
Get over here!
Yeah,
get over here! Come here!
And then Drew pulls his own face off, and there's a skull, and he sets fire to Cody, and then Cody's dressed like Guile and kind of going, and then there's a special stage where they both beat up a car.
I like it. I like how we're crossing the. If you're gonna chuck in our boy from Mortal Kombat, can I chuck in Mike Hager from Final Fight?
Yeah, go on then.
Have Mike Hager in there, and can we have the Daytona car from Fighters Mega Mix? Who I've always decided was called Dave Toner.
It's a shame if we were to lose the match here, but it's understandable with commitments filming a movie. Like it's a lot of things can happen. Different days can be rescheduled around. It might mean that you're going to be there an extra 2 weeks than you thought you might have been there. But we will circle back to this, I'm sure.
That is, unless of course suddenly Randy Orton has to leave because he's playing Bark from Sonic the Fighters. We don't need that kind of negativity.
We don't need anybody to remember Sonic the Fighters.
Oh, mate, I can't stop thinking about Sonic the Fighters.
What an awful game.
Dreadful times. Now you're thinking about it too. Speaking of things that we didn't want to think about, Chris Jericho. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So Jericho's been absent from AEW for quite some time. And with that, there's been talk of his contract coming to an end. Tony Khan made some comments in a press conference that suggested that he's not locked in, saying we'd love to have him back.
Jericho took a picture on a private plane with like the word pondering while doing this. It's what you think it is. It feels like a very contractual sort of, well, who's going to make the biggest offer? But he was asked by the Daily Mail about all of this stuff going on, particularly the WWE return rumors. And he said the best thing that can happen in wrestling is AEW. And the fact there's two huge promotions that you can choose from just makes it better for the guys. It makes it better for the fans and everybody in between. So I'm not going anywhere for a while. I'm still with AEW for right now. Would I go back to WWE? I wouldn't be opposed to it. We just have to see what happens. Like, will they let me play myself to the ring with Fozzy every week? But the best thing that can happen is that you have two great teams that you can play for, and that just makes everything bigger and more exciting. And it does mean bigger contract offers for the guys. Like, it's one of those things where a rising tide carries all ships, right? So if there's competition there at that level, one, there's more jobs generally across the board if there's two major promotions. Two, I mean, we've talked about this before, so we're blue in the face. It just means that, you know, when the time comes for particularly big name talent, there's a lot more money on the table and a lot more contract opportunities beyond just money. It might be that, you know, people are looking for certain feuds or they're angling for certain things at different companies. And it's going to be one of those where we're not going to know until eventually it's announced. But it wouldn't be beyond the realms of my mind to see Jericho returning, particularly, you know, Rumble time.
Rumble seems a shoe-in. It seems an obvious one to see Jericho popping up in the Rumble, not singing himself to the ring, but
he's
break the walls down. Yeah. Come on.
No.
That'll hit like...
No, there'll be a new Fozzy song and we're all going to have to love it.
Oh, don't.
We all love it so much.
Don't do it. Speaking of feuds, as you were just then, Wade Barrett and Nikki Bella had a little fallout this week. Wade Barrett made some comments in character about Nikki Bella being rusty and wanting to, being desperate to compete against this new generation. Nikki Bella took those to heart and said that Wade had been avoiding her since he made those comments. She took that to her podcast, and Wade put out publicly saying that's not the case at all, and I'm sorry that Nicole felt like this way, and I'm sad she didn't come to me and talk about it. Well, Barrett shared an update on the situation on Twitter saying, "Great news, fight fans. Nikki and I have spoken, and we smoothed things over. I have graciously been allowed back into the Bella Army, fully paid up member since FCW 2008. A difference of perspective to which we're all entitled, but to be clear, some of the personal abuse that gets sent to Nikki on here is reprehensible and completely out of line, so let's cut that out immediately." That's from 08 OG in the Bella Army, Wade Barrett.
The second part of that, yeah, it's absolutely reprehensible. Like, don't just target people. Like, what's the point? It's just keyboard warrior bollocks. But I think that the thing that confuses me about this entire situation is that Wade made these comments in character.
And I personally don't think they were that innocuous.
No.
And they were kind of
It's the kind of thing that you say about every returning star.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a bit of rust there. Are they going to be able to do it? So for me, it was like, is this really a thing? Like, because if it is, it's kind of, you know, it's a bit like, come on, it's all a work. Have you not been watching the WWE stuff all of it where you got The Rock and everything's a work? Everything, Triple H, everything's a work. This is a work, that's a work. It never stops working.
No one ever stops. But I'd say one person who does want to stop working soon, AJ Styles.
Don't do this to me.
Shared that on the gram. It's an hourglass, and it looks as if it is running down. AJ sharing that photo, intimating that those rumours and innuendos of his retirement are incoming. He said back on the Chris Van Vliet show that he wanted to wrap up by the time he was 50, and he said previously that his current WWE contract is going to be his last in-ring contract.
And next year is the 10th anniversary since his WWE debut in the 2016 Rumble as well, which is no time at all, it feels.
Oh my God,
I remember in a different life, we met him before he went to WWE, like a week and a half before, and we broached the topic of retirement with him, like eventually. And his goal, he said simply, is that I want to be able to walk away from the ring, and the emphasis is on the word walk. Like, I've got a family, I want to be able to enjoy my time with them. So if it truly is the end of AJ Styles' in-ring career, if this is it, if he's going to wrap things up, then, I mean, what a career.
Yeah.
Like, an all-time great, like, definite Hall of Famer. Like, he just came into the company, somebody who I think none of us really thought would get that shake in WWE. And if he got that shake in WWE, maybe he wouldn't have been quite as pushed as he was or featured quite as much as he was. And he just took the entire company by storm. Like, he is an all-time talent.
You would say that AJ Styles is flipping good at the wrestling, wouldn't you? He's flipping good at the wrestling. Special announcement regarding our biggest punishment of the summer.
SummerSlam happened, and there's been some shenanigans, and there's been a lot of planning gone into it, so apologies that it's late. But for those of you who are waiting and waiting patiently for the announcement as to what the punishment is going to be for the SummerSlam reactions. It's coming up today on the channel. We are going to do something we've not really done before, and I think it's going to be absolutely horrible. It's going to be absolutely horrible.
I will actually go as far as to say, with the optics of what this is, I think it's going to be the most unpredictable punishment you've ever done.
I think it could go off the rails very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be hard to put it back on the rails.
Yeah.
And there's alcohol involved.
It's going to be a thing.
It's going to be bad.
Keep your eyes peeled to the channel. Do not look away until the video drops, where we will explain the biggest punishment of the summer and how it might involve maybe
you. Yeah. Told you it was a bit different.
That's all we're going to say. That's all we're going to say. It's later on the channel today. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.